looks like there's been bombings that have happened literally right fucking now. And I also want to say, guys, approach all of this with a tremendous amount of skepticism. I can almost guarantee you that some of these images that we'll look at right now will not be authentic. At least maybe one or two of these might be from something else, so we're doing our best to look at what's being displayed, but there is a chance that some of this could be inauthentic, it could be from something else, etc. But anyway, it looks like there's multiple explosions from Norkhan Air Base of Pakistan, headquarters of the Pakistan Army. Tit for tat action by India after Pakistan. So India is actually bombing Pakistan now. Oh shit! Here we go.
भाईजान नूर खान बेस में आके गिरा है ये
Holy fuck!
नूर खान बेस पे बिल्कुल घर के सामने अभी एक जहाज गुजरा है और ये नूर खान बेस के ऊपर अटैक हुआ है भाईजान नूर खान बेस में
Oh my god! India ain't no bitch. It seems that way. Yeah, it seems like all that, you know, all those memes about Gandhi being aggro in civilization. Apparently that was real.
एक दूसरा ब्लास्ट भी हुआ है हमारी ये नूर खान एयर बेस पे और बहुत तेजी से ये एक और अटैक हुआ और ये आप लोग देख सकते हैं कि कितना ये काफी ज़्यादा हुआ है ये भी सेकंड ब्लास्ट हुआ है और ये काफी हैवी ब्लास्ट हुआ है ये अभी एक
Wow. And here's another video right here too. Islamabad. Damn. I've got to say that, you know, from all of these different images being put out at the same time of seemingly different angles of the same thing happening, it is making me believe that this is what happened. Indian projectile successfully intercepted Norkhan Air Base in Pakistan. It fell on the airport road near the base. Look at this. This is the big one here. Take a look at this. Holy shit. So they stopped the missile before it got to the military base.
मैंने भी सोचा मैं कहा नहीं यार तो बड़ा रिस्क है नहीं यार शायद स्पीड में हुआ वो ये उल्टा है यहाँ पे मेरे सामने उल्टा है तेजी होके उलट गया वो तेजी से निकला है
I gotta say again that we really have to think about, you know, especially if we're like, you know, if any of you guys are from America, how big of a privilege it is that we live in a country where this shit just never happens, right? Like it's like one of those like peace of mind things that like you and I probably never even consider. But, like, this is fucking terrifying. Yet? Yeah, hopefully it stays that way, right? And it now appears Indian missiles have landed on a road near Pakistan's base, so they shot down the missile, maybe. Visual confirmation of the strike on Noon Air Base. Multiple massive explosions heard. So that's at the base? Ooh. Damn. Wow.
Oh shit.
So the missile just landed just fine? Well, it probably, no. Ooh. I think what happened is that the missile, it got shot down, and it didn't actually hit its original location that it was intended for. Jesus. The sound delay makes it more real? Yeah.
बिल्कुल घर के सामने अभी एक जहाज गुजरा है और ये नूर खान बेस के ऊपर अटैक हुआ
They're both testing out each other's anti-missile tech. It's a prerequisite for all-out war.
ये अटैक हुआ है नूर खान बेस पे बिल्कुल घर के सामने अभी एक
Jesus. This is the same one as before.
ये भी मिसाइल गिरा है
The missile dropped there.
इसकी बैक साइड पे और बहुत ही ऊंची आवाज
Oh my God.
बहुत ही ऊंची आवाज है ये जस्ट अभी ये मिसाइल गिरा ये भी मिसाइल गिरा
इस पे ये चिकलाला एयरबेस पे इन्होंने फेंका ये एक कोर
Shot down missiles do not explode in the ground but in the air. That's a good point. I don't know enough about that to, like,
एक और अटैक
Like that sounds like, yeah, like it depends, right?
अल्लाह खैर करे ये धमाके की आवाज़
Yeah,
बहुत
probably
ऊंची होती
probably
है।
depends, right? I think you bring up a good point.
ये एक और प्यारा फायर करता।
Let me see here if there's any more of this. Damn. Damn. Exactly. It's they're both probing each other's defenses and responses. Also, when enemy units scramble, they give the locations, capabilities, etc. Is there a confirmation that this was indeed India's missile or Pakistan terror attack on purpose to instigate the war more? I would assume that with a missile that is... Like, a lot of terrorist organizations don't have access to ballistic missiles in this way. Like, maybe a handful of them do, but like a local Pakistani insurgency group probably doesn't have access to a missile like this. Yeah, I mean, I think it was India. Yeah, I would say it probably would be India. You'd be surprised? They do. Some of you guys are saying that they do. They could be government-backed. Look, how about this? I think it was probably India, but there's a possibility that they could have done it as a false flag. Sure, it's possible. Norcon airbase hitting Ron Pauly. Holy fuck. India carried out the strikes. Yeah, there it is.
भाईजान नूर खान बेस में आके गिरा है.
Jesus. God fucking damn. And it also does, it seems like this is getting confirmed more and more. Like, more people are like, saying this is actually happening. The missile travels at 2.8 speed, 2.8 times the speed of sound. Missiles can be intercepted via jamming, so it explains why it hit the ground. Yeah, again, I'm not a fucking missile expert, right? I have no idea. Indian missile strikes seem to have struck at least one Pakistani sea. Oh, wow. So they actually hit one of their transports? Damn. Wow. Bro, why do you think there's so much war in the world? Why can't people just eat food and chill? I think the reason why you're seeing so many wars happen right now is probably because you have better video cameras and better video footage that gives people the ability to access it as much as possible. I think that's probably the biggest reason why. And I think that things like this have been happening probably for like dozens of years. Like, think about, for example, like all the movies we watched whenever we were like, you know, teenagers about like different random like wars that are happening in Africa. But because nobody over there had iPhones to record the wars happening, we thought everything was just pretty much whatever. So yeah, shit's always been happening. Yeah, definitely. Give me my second. My dad's calling me. Hello?
Just a clarification here.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it.
और एक गाड़ी बनी गलत गुजरी है, बच गई, शुक्र है. जब गिरा ना आग लगी, गाड़ी गुजर गई एक. मैंने भी सोचा.
You're on speaker. You're on speaker.
ये उल्टा है यहाँ पे, मेरे सामने उल्टा है. तेजी होके उलट गया, वो तेजी से निकला.
Like a mushroom, like that's whatever it hit. And if you look, one of the videos that you showed was a close-up kind of, and you can see that missile was one that exploded on the ground, by the way.
Yeah.
It exploded by hitting a tanker or a tank of gas, or that's what it looks like. I told you before, what's the most explosive substance?
Gasoline.
Compressed.
Yeah.
And that's, see that 2 hits? See the 2 hits? Watch it again.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and an aerial explosion is almost always an anti-personnel or a concussion that is meant to take out things above the ground, you know?
Yeah.
So if you have it just hit the ground, you think of it as an artillery round or a rocket.
Right.
Inside it is explosives, but all around the explosives are projectiles.
Oh yeah, with shrapnel. Yeah.
So if it hits the ground, how much of that shrapnel goes into the ground?
A lot. Yeah.
So that's why you use an aerial explosion is either to do that, or there's another way of making rounds, artillery rounds or rockets.
Yeah.
That the explosive causes a great deal of concussion. Usually primarily by putting in more explosive, because you don't have to use the room for the flechettes or whatever they're using for shrapnel.
Yeah.
So a concussion, by sending that into like the middle of a city, you can knock down 10 buildings. You know.
Oh like yeah. Well, I don't think they're at that level yet. I think that this was yeah.
These are ground hitting. None of the
और एक गाड़ी बड़ी गलत गुजरी है बच गई शुक्र है जब गिरा ना आग लगी गाड़ी गुजर गई है मैंने भी सोचा मैं कहा
yeah.
Look at the area that they're doing it in. What's there?
It's an air base. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, it was an air base, and so what are you gonna do? Set off an aerial explosion to try to get the troops to the fucking roof of their barracks or whatever the fuck? I mean, you know.
Yeah.
What do you get? 100 guys? That's nothing. I mean, so that's that. And earlier, when you showed the parade with
the Russian parade, yeah.
Russian parade, yeah. King, whatever his name is, the Chinese emperor, he said that he wants to form, and I looked for it on the paper this morning. I missed it. I've seen it on TV. Wants to form a steel bond with Russia to take over
दफ्तर खान के पीछे एयर बेस के ऊपर.
Well, I bet they do. I mean, if I was them, that's what I'd be trying to do.
Well, that's what he's trying. Oh, sure, but I mean, he said it that way.
Yeah.
दफ्तर खान के पीछे एयर बेस के ऊपर.
An unbreakable bond. Yeah, a steel bond.
Yeah.
That's how the translation was. With Russia, and in large part, or in no small part, because of all this tariff shit.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. There's like a degree of that causing this. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, look, let me get back and yeah. Go ahead.
Either 29, but I believe it was 39 heads of state. I mean, the main guys like Bullhead from and you got to figure Bullhead had to travel all the way by train. Mention that. He's afraid of flying. He travels only by train, and it takes him like 3 or 4 days to get there to get to Moscow. I mean, he's got a serious fucking trip.
Yeah,
and,
I didn't know.
Is flying. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's hysterical about it. I mean, what a freak. Anyway, that's what was going on with that this morning.
Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that little jerk, and that's what he does. He has a special train that takes him to. I read that about when he went to Moscow before.
All right. Thanks for letting me know. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right,
Yo, bye.
Yo, bye.
Yeah, my dad was in the military, and so he, knows a bit about those the missiles and everything too himself, and he's interested in it, etc. And Pakistan Lieutenant General, his father, he's a designated U.S. terrorist. Oh, I mean, I know. They've got a lot of OG Terrys. Bullhead is Kim Jong-un, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was obvious, but yeah, definitely, right? And there it is. Let's see. Thanks for input. Yeah, no, definitely OG Terry's. Yeah, the OG Terry's. And wow. Well, at least like a lot of people don't really seem like they're getting attacked, right? Or like there's not really anybody that's died, which is good. It doesn't really seem like there's any casualties, etc. But yeah, OG Terry's crazy. Oh, you know, we like to have a little bit of fun. What can I say? But yeah, there it is. Anyway, I'm really not surprised by seeing this happen. I think it's going to probably continue, and you know, it seems like it's just ongoing at this point. It's just they're just doing more and more and more of it. So I don't know when this is going to stop. If this is going to stop, I mean, yeah, we should expect victims. Yeah, well, either way, it's good that there aren't any. I mean, you know, either, you know, Pakistani or Indian. I mean, let's be fucking honest. Most of the people that live there don't have a fucking thing to do with this. So, yeah, I mean, I'll scroll down and see if there's any more information about this in general. And to be honest, it makes China look weak if they pact with monetarily unstable Russia. Well, we'll see what happens, right? I mean, I think there's like 10 different things that are happening in general. Get ready for the calls to, quote, de-escalate from the usual 0.5 suspects in India after these visuals from the den of Pakistan's military.
लाटा शाटा बंद करो, छोड़ो, सब कुछ बंद करो, सब कुछ बंद करो.
Jesus. We have the ending girl. I think it's a older broadcast because they're not broadcasting this current news right now. I checked it 2 times. Pakistan deployed 400 drones targeting religious and civilian sites. The drones were from Turkey. Really, is that true? Let me go ahead and pull it up and see. Let me finish this one right now, though. Because I don't want to go too far into this, because I did want to play that Expedition 33 game. But we will cover the new part of this. It's true. Yeah, no, but we'll cover this first before we go over to it, all right? So don't worry about it. Turkey supports Pakistan. Oh, this happened literally 3 minutes ago. Let me try and maybe do this one, because they might have a translation for it, okay? Actually, let me try this one.
Of the drone debris is being undertaken.
So this is the Indian Air Force.
Forensic examination of the drone debris is being undertaken. Preliminary reports suggest them to be of Aziz Guard Songa drone of Turkey.
Turkish. So Turkey's giving Pakistan drones to attack civilians? Huh. Really not beating the terrorism allegations, are they? And this is the same, this is Erdogan. This is the same Erdogan that put his political opponent in jail and then removed his degree in order to make it to where he couldn't run against him. That's correct? That this is the same guy? Yeah, okay, right, okay. So they've got a really they've got a really good thing going on over there, right? What a bunch of pieces of shit. Jesus. See, he did that like 10 times? Well, Pakistan, they had a bunch of protests. I don't know what happened with that. I'm gonna move this up so you guys can read it. It's hard to know how big that is. You mean the Turkey protest, not Pakistan? Yeah, did I say Pakistan? I didn't mean to.
And line of control, drone intrusions were attempted from Leh to Sir Creek at 36 locations with approximately 300 to 400 drones. Indian Armed Forces brought down a number of these drones using kinetic and non-kinetic means. The possible purpose of...
So they have like a kinetic machine that can kind of take them down? I think I'd seen that happen before.
These large-scale aerial intrusions were to test the AD systems and gather intelligence.
I think that actually brings up a really, like, I think she's right about that. That it actually, like, that's this same thing people in the chat were saying, is that it's not even, the goal isn't even to kill people. It's to basically test what their capabilities are and, like, how they can counteract them.
Examination of the drone debris
for, like,
is
information.
being undertaken. Preliminary reports suggest them to be of Aziz Guard Songa drone of Turkey. Later in the night, an armed UAV of Pakistan attempted to target Bhatinda military station, which was detected and neutralized. In response to the Pakistani attack, armed drones were launched at 4 air defense sites in Pakistan. One of the drones was able to destroy an AD radar. Pakistan also carried out artillery shelling across the line of control using heavy caliber artillery guns and armed drones at Tangdhar, Uri, Poonch, Mendhar, Rajouri, Akhnur, and Udhampur in Jammu and Kashmir area.
Wow.
Which resulted in some losses and injuries to Indian Army personnel. Pakistan Army also suffered major losses in Indian retaliatory fire.
They're really popping off. Yeah, they are. Wow. The crazy thing is that I bet this is going to keep getting worse. Yeah, I mean, 4 hours, but yeah, really, I mean, like, it seems that way. Things keep escalating. Yeah, they do. And, like, I feel like yesterday it's worse than it was, or sorry, today it's worse than it was yesterday, and yesterday it's worse than it was the day before. This is just, is this a bullshit video? Let me double check. That's how escalating works? Yeah, usually, right? Huh? How about that? Pakistan is using civilian airplanes as shields? I don't know about that. Will not de-escalate? Oh boy. This is already what we've seen before.
This narrative war is all about perception. If you cannot tell and defend your story, someone else will twist it and write it for you. So that's what India's diplomats are doing. They are defending India's story. Now let's look at the other side of the border, which is quite chaotic, I must tell you. Pakistan has no dearth of talking heads. In fact, they had quite the army to send to foreign channels, like Defense Minister Khwaja Asif, Information Minister Ataullah Tarar, and former Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto. Instead of defending, they are scoring own goals. They don't offer facts.
Jesus Christ.
They come with feelings and Freudian slips. Take Defense Minister Khwaja Asif. He went on Sky News. He was asked if Pakistan backs terror groups, and this is what he had to say.
You do admit, sir, that Pakistan has had a long history of backing and supporting and training and funding these terrorist organizations.
Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades, and West, including Britain.
It was quite the moment
of honesty,
I must say, but Khwaja Asif was not the only one sipping the truth serum.
Okay.
Enter Bilawal Bhutto Zardari.
The worst part is I think that there's a good chance that he could be partially not lying.
Trying to do damage control. Instead, he let the truth slip out. He was asked about Pakistan's terror links, and he ended up saying this.
I don't think that it's a secret that Pakistan has a past as far as extremist groups are concerned.
No, it's not.
And as a result of this, we have suffered. Pakistan has suffered.
Credit where it's due. This is more honesty than we're used to hearing from Islamabad. Bilawal Bhutto is right, of course. Pakistan does have a terror-linked past. But he skipped a tiny detail. Pakistan also has a terror-linked present. And if things keep going this way, a terror-linked future too. So should Pakistan's ministers get some media training? Well, we can offer some tips. Before setting your ministers loose on BBC and CNN, run a few mock interviews. Or better still, just watch India's diplomats for some time. Take notes. And if that's too much work, here's an easier option. Stick to state TV, read from a script, blame a foreign hand, and hope that the world is not watching. They say truth is the first casualty of war. Yesterday, it died a million deaths. If you were watching television or scrolling through social media, you would think this was an all-out war. You see, Pakistan is not just peddling fake narratives, it is also peddling fake news, and we have already been debunking them for the last few days. Tonight, we've come with some more examples.
We're going to watch this and we'll
starting
move on,
with
okay?
AI-generated videos like this one.
Wait, what?
It talks about India shooting down 2 Pakistani jets. This video is fake.
What?
The second is an old war footage passed off as new. Like this image, retweeted many times as India's attack on the Karachi port.
That's good AI,
Turns
by
out
the way.
it was a visual from Gaza.
Wow.
Then there's this video of a Pakistani attack on Jammu. The video was from Dhaka. So again, fake, of course. There are also fake headlines, like this one. A Chinese daily shared an old image claiming
China
3
Daily.
Indian jets crashed.
Wow.
The image was fake.
Indians are dumb,
It was from
huh?
2019.
Oh, wait a minute.
A Pakistani handle
It's
claimed
fake?
that a
Oh.
Sukhoi Su-30 MKI was shot down. The Indian pilot was captured. Again, this
What a
was
bunch
fake
of
news.
bullshit.
This picture was from 2014. Here's another one. It says that ATMs in India will be closed for 2 to 3 days. Fake
Oh,
news.
God.
It was spread to create panic, to send people rushing to the banks. And that's the purpose of this, really. But it wasn't just social media that was the problem. Mainstream media also seemed to have taken the bait this time.
No.
And now we know that reporting during a conflict like this one is tough. The viewers want to know what's going on, and you want to put out information fast. It can be tough in the fog of war.
True.
So it's important to prioritize accuracy over speed. Unfortunately, some channels faltered and ran headlines like these. Indian Navy strikes the Karachi port. Fake news.
Who did this?
Indian Army takes over Lahore. Again, fake. Pakistan's Army Chief Asim Munir toppled in a coup. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif captured and locked in a basement. Imran Khan to be released within hours. Pakistani pilot captured after India downs an F-16 fighter jet. All of this was fake news. Yet it ran on mainstream media. The clips were forwarded on WhatsApp. They were retweeted hundreds of times. It was repeated so much
Is
that it
WhatsApp
almost
where all
seemed
the
like
bullshit
reality.
is there?
Why did this happen?
Oh my God.
Because the hunger to be first beat the responsibility of verifying news. It's a strange thing, really, and the paradox of the times we live in. We have more access to information than ever before, yet we are more vulnerable to being misled. And a war makes that even worse. In moments of national anxiety and crisis, people aren't just looking for news, they're looking for credibility, they're looking for clarity, something to hold on to during a crisis. And the answer to that can never be fake news. We know you want updates, but accuracy is more important than speed. At First Post, we are choosing to hold on to that. We are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means
it seems like it's another day full of bullshit, huh? Indian Mia's Barrett. Yeah, Larry Kirk. Well, I mean, it seems like they're kind of like going through it again, right? And no, I'm really glad to see this, obviously. I mean, media calling out media is strangely refreshing. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important to do that. IMF just approved 1.3 billion loan to Pakistan a few hours ago. Oh boy. What we're seeing right now is the media ecosystem really emphasizing fake news in many cases. So nothing's happening. There is something happening, but it seems like it was just one bombing and that was about it. There's nothing that's like really following that up. It was the thing that we had just watched a little while ago.